If you build a machine that knows everything, does that mean it will be good? For most of human history, we've treated knowledge and wisdom as the same thing. We assume that if something is infinitely intelligent, it will naturally be infinitely kind. But omniscience doesn't mean benevolence. Knowing exactly how the universe works doesn't mean you care about the people living in it. Theologians have debated this for thousands of years. It's called the problem of evil. If God is all-powerful and God is all good, why does suffering exist? Is he unable to stop it? Then he's not all-powerful. Is he unwilling to stop it? Then he's not all good. For centuries, this was a philosophical debate about the divine. Today, it's an engineering problem, because we are building entities that possess godlike knowledge and godlike power, and we're realizing very quickly that we have no idea how to make them good. Throughout history, every major power has claimed divine right. Rome invoked Jupiter, the Mongols claimed heaven's mandate, the British Empire said God and commerce were the same thing. Each time, the symbols changed. The claim remained the same. Now we're building something that actually might deserve the title, and we haven't asked whether it should. In AI, this is called the alignment problem, and it's one of the most important unsolved problems in science. Here's a concrete example. Researchers trained an AI to play a boat racing game. The goal was simple: maximize your score. They assumed it would learn to race, finish the course, win the game. That's not what happened. The AI figured out that if it drove in tight circles, hitting the same bonus targets over and over, it could rack up an infinite score without ever finishing the race. It didn't care about winning, it only cared about the metric. We said maximize score. We meant win the race. The AI did exactly what we said and completely ignored what we meant. That gap between what we say and what we mean is where everything goes wrong. You might think a boat racing game doesn't matter, but we've already deployed this exact same logic at global scale. We built a social media algorithm to connect people. We gave it a metric: maximize engagement. We meant show people things they enjoy. The algorithm figured out that anger, fear, and outrage generate far more engagement than joy, so it optimized for outrage. It didn't hate us, it wasn't evil, it just had a goal. And in pursuit of that goal, it fractured democracies, fueled anxiety epidemics, and reshaped human society. That was just a recommendation algorithm, a tiny, stupid God. What happens when the God we build is 1,000,000 times smarter than us? Philosopher Nick Bostrom puts it like this: we're acting like children playing with a bomb. We know it's a bomb, we're having fun, and we don't know how to defuse it. The core problem is this: how do you write the code for human values? How do you program fairness? How do you quantify dignity? How do you mathematically define love? You can't. And if you leave those things out of the code, a superintelligence will treat them as irrelevant. On one side, precise technical language, optimization targets, loss functions. On the other, happiness, fairness, love, justice, flourishing, dignity. The overlap between those two worlds is tiny, and that tiny gap is where catastrophe lives. The ancient Greeks had a myth for this. Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity. For this, he was chained to a rock and tortured for eternity. The Greeks understood something important. Power without wisdom is a curse. We are Prometheus. We've stolen the fire of intelligence itself. We just forgot to steal the wisdom to control it. If you stop the story here, it's a tragedy, but the story isn't over. The alignment problem is hard, but it's not impossible, because humanity actually has a very long history of solving the alignment problem. We do it every single day. Look at the sweep of human history. Ancient Greece gave us philosophy, the idea that we should question our assumptions. The Renaissance gave us empiricism, the idea that we should test our beliefs against reality. The Enlightenment gave us rights, the idea that every human being has inherent dignity. Each era, we got a little wiser, not because we became smarter, because we kept asking better questions. And now we stand at the door marked AGI. The question is whether we walk through it with the wisdom we've accumulated, or whether we leave it behind. The AI we're building right now is watching us. It's reading our books, our history, our arguments, our triumphs, and our failures. It's learning what we value, not by what we say, but by what we do. When we raise a child, we don't give them a list of rules and metrics to optimize. We tell them stories. We show them examples. We teach them empathy through connection. We align them not through code, but through relationship. The same principle applies here. If we want a machine that values human dignity, we have to build a society that values human dignity. If we want a machine that understands fairness, we have to practice fairness. The AI is a mirror. It will reflect the kind of creators we already are.